In the month of October, I wanted to read a ton of books. I don't even know how many. I wanted to read a ton of books and I ended up only reading about 4 or 5. Yeah, but that doesn't mean we're gonna stop with the TBRs, and you guys are gonna get that wrap-up video soon. But we're gonna do our TBR today. I believe there are 8 books on this TBR. Correct me if I am wrong. And do I expect to finish everything on this TBR? No, not a chance actually, because I'm actually so busy, I'm very busy lately. Okay, I'm barely home. When I do get home, it's around like 2 hours that I actually get free time, and that free time I do not have time to read. So that is why I only read 4 books last month. And do I expect to read more this month? I hope so, because my calendar will be clearing up a little bit. So with that being said, here is my November TBR, because it is officially Thanksgiving month and it is still Gilmore Girl season. I don't care what you guys say, it is Gilmore Girl season still. You guys keep trying to rush to Christmas. Like, who even are you? Who even are you trying to rush to Christmas? Right, because we still have like Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is amazing. So, with that being said, let's get into my TBR. We have a ton of books here, and I cannot wait to dive deeper into every single last one of these. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start off strong with The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This book I only got for one specific reason, and that's because I'm doing a bookish bingo and I needed something that took place in a library or related to books. Now those are two different prompts, so I had to buy 2 books that fit 2 different prompts. This was obviously the library one, because I've heard that this literally is just in this one library. Okay, so that is fun. The book does not seem that big. I do think I could fly through this quite easily. It's only 200 pages and some change, about 300, so I don't think this is going to take me way too long to get into, and I'm definitely excited to read this. I've seen people talk about it. I don't know the reviews on it. I'm not that deep into the fan base of this book, you see, like, girl, yeah. But regardless, The Midnight Library is the first book on my TBR for the month of November. Now, for this bookish bingo, I also had to get a book that revolved around books. And we got The Lost Bookshop. So I guess either of these will revolve around books or a library or something of the sort, because I do believe, once again, this takes place in a bookshop, right? So I also could do that Laura Gilmore book, because that takes place in a library or a bookstore or something like that. It doesn't matter. I have a wide variety. This is just the first thing that came to mind. The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods. I have not even heard of this book before. I'm going to be so honest with you. I just looked up book about books and this is what came up on Pinterest. So this is what I purchased for. I actually purchased this, I think, back in September for this specific bookish bingo, but I'm finally like, okay, I want to get around to this, right? The Lost Bookshop. Now we're getting to my TBR that is like genuinely my TBR, because I wanted it to be my TBR. It was originally going to be 6, but then I added the extra 2, which made it 8. You guys can do math. I know you guys can do math. So, When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I read Practice Makes Perfect because I did not know there was a first book. I did not know there was a first book. I thought that these were 2 completely different things that were like standalones, right? Because I knew they were written by the same author. I just didn't know they were part of a series until I read Practice Makes Perfect and there's characters mentioned from When in Rome. And so I got When in Rome, and I really want to read When in Rome because these are small town. I believe these are closed door. These are supposed to be cutesy. They're fast paced also, and they are 300 pages or less. So some quick books that I can really get through in the month of, what month is this? November. Oh my goodness, yes. The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I did not like the first 2 books in this main trilogy. I'm actually currently reading this, which is why it's on the TBR, because I know this is for a fact going to be something that I'm going to finish this month. So I'm actually quite enjoying this one, so be on the lookout for that review. But this is on my TBR because I already know I'm going to finish it, so why not just put it on the TBR while we're at it? It will make everybody's lives a whole lot easier, right? So The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes is better than the first 2 books, and I'm really disappointed that we had to get this far. You know, I think we had to get this far into the book series for the books to finally start getting good. doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares what I think? This video is like so fast. I don't know why I'm playing through these. It's not intentional, guys. I promise. It's just, what do you say about a book you've never read before? Exactly. This one I'm actually so excited about. This is Burn Bright by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This book is thick. Like, hold on. How many pages is this? This is 600 something pages. I need a book that's 1,000 pages for this bookish bingo, but this is about 700 pages. I'm very scared. I'm very, very scared. But, oh my goodness, wait. They wrote the Addicted series? I didn't know they wrote the Addicted series. Okay, now I feel like I have to read the Addicted series. I've been wanting to read it. It's just never crossed my mind because I was just like, it's a very long series. But Burn Bright, I actually originally found out about one of the characters. I think his name was like Xander Alexander or something like that, from somebody's Instagram story. And then I went into this deep hole, like this deep rabbit hole, because I wanted to figure out who this character was, and I wanted to read their book because I was just like, okay, I love this character already. I don't even know anything about him. And this is the book that came up, and I asked somebody, I was like, is this the right book? And they were like, yeah. So guess who purchased it? I did. I purchased this thick book because of one character who's not even the main character. He is a side character. I found that out after purchasing it. He is a side character in the book. Have no clue what this book is about. I'm just so excited to get into this though. This is Butterfly. Yes. So will I get around to this one? The size says no, but my ambition says yes. So we're going to put it on the TBR and see if I end up getting around to it. If we don't, it's okay. No pressure. I am a mood reader, guys. So very rarely do I ever stick to my TBR because I like to read by the mood. And the mood I'm in right now is to pick this TBR that I'm most likely never going to stick to. But who cares, right? Burn Bright by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Okay, next up. This one I definitely do want to read this month because I just... It is Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. Backstory. I always get this backstory. I'm going to keep giving this backstory till I finish this series. I read Binding and Keeping 13, skipped every single book, and read Releasing 10 because, first of all, Releasing 10 didn't want any spoilers because nobody feels the need to put spoilers for stuff anymore. Read it so I would skip spoilers, and what do you know, the second I finished it, I saw spoilers everywhere, and nobody was saying they were spoilers. And they were. Trust me, they were. But, yeah. Then I circled back around, skipped Saving and Redeeming 6 because I just knew I was going to be heartbroken. And I read Taming 7. Did not like Taming 7, but, I just think, like, it was clear. The reason I didn't like Taming 7, it's, like, just mainly because I feel like she doesn't have good social cues. Or, like, social cues, she doesn't know how to read a room. And that made me really annoyed because she would say stuff at the wrong time. And I'm just sitting here like, this is not the time. This is not the time to be saying stuff like this. And she would also, like, there is some stuff she says, like, literally in the last 2-3 chapters where it's like Lizzie would say something and then Claire would say something back as if that contradicts what Lizzie said, but actually it's just giving, it's like, she was like, Lizzie said something, she's like, no, that didn't, this, because this. Basically everything Claire just said literally just supported Lizzie's claim, but you know what, who am I to judge? I just read books, right? So we are reading Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, but right now, Saving 6 is the one on the TBR. This one is actually not that big compared to the other books. So I'm very confident I can read this one this month. This one is only 400 pages. Why did I say only? 400, 500 pages? Yeah, like 500 pages. So this book is 500 pages. Maybe it's not only, but I'm just used to her books being like this big. So this big is like refreshing. So also I love how floppy Chloe Walsh's books are. Like, I'm living the dream, okay? Like, I can literally do this and the spine is not broken. I don't care about breaking spines, but it's like, sometimes it's like, it gets on my nerves just to see it, you know? But I don't really care. I can do this. I can do this. And the spine isn't broken. I can do this. And it stays like this. And the spine isn't broken. And even when the spine is broken on books like this, it always finds a way to just... Floppy books could never. Next up, I want to read This Woven Kingdom by 𝘰𝘱𝘦𝘯. I actually purchased the 4th book before even reading this because I just want to pre-order all my books and stuff to get that pre-order price guarantee. Because, you know, every time you pre-order a book on Amazon, it's like discounted. So I pre-ordered the book, right? And then I also got like this pen that actually never came in. Thanks a lot. This pen for that book, I don't know what it's called. I think it's like a spiral and bait. I don't know. It's sitting on my bookshelf. But I was like, in order to read that one, you kind of have to read the first 3 books. So better late than never to start with This Woven Kingdom. I've actually heard so many people say so many good things about these books, and I don't know if it's the same thing as with Shatter Me, because she's also the author of Shatter Me. If this has short chapters, because Shatter Me has like impeccably short chapters. So if this has short chapters plus this huge font, then I think I could definitely fly through this book before the end of the month. I'm genuinely very much confident that I could do that. And the last book on my TBR for the month of November is going to be In the Stars by Layla Sharifi. This is an indie author, and this is also one of my books on the 10th before the end. A few of these books actually are on my list for 10th before the end. But this one, I was generally just like, I really want to read this because I do think this will be an interesting, fun read. And also, I feel with the font, and I don't know about the chapter length because I actually didn't check that, but I do think that with the font size, I could definitely fly through this book in a quick amount of time. So, yes, that is the last book on my November TBR. Now, can I talk about a book you need to add to your TBR because this book was so cool? It is The Roars by Madison Hall. This is a YA clean fantasy novel that was actually written by me. So, I'm so tired, so I'm like, my mind is everywhere. If I get the synopsis wrong, ignore me, just like go read it. It is about 2 girls from 2 different backgrounds with decades of jealousy, and when they arrive at this castle after figuring out that they are related to the royal family for so long, I speak so fast guys because I'm so tired and my story is literally about to give out. They find out they're part of the royal family, but the staff is out to get them. There's a curse. They want them dead. So these 2 have to combine their, like, put aside their differences because they are so different and try and not die and not get a curse. So that's what my book is about. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you guys can do that. It's in the description. If you guys want to purchase this book, it's on Amazon. If you guys want to purchase signed copies, it's on Etsy. And if you guys want a discounted price for a signed copy, go to my Depop because I'm also selling this on Depop. So with that being said, I think you should go read this book, go review. We need more reviews, guys. I want to hit 20 reviews on that book before the end of 2025 because 2026 we have a lineup of books that are going to be releasing. Yes, a lineup. So with that being said, I love you all so much. Maddie out kisses. Mwah. Maddie out. Wait, no. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. And Maddie out and goodbye.